Ms. Nicola Fraser, Inspector James Stevens, Mr. Austin Lester, Mr. Javier Otley, Mr. Garfield Virgo. Thank you.
I'll take it. You'll take it.
Mr. Lester, you'll have a seat. Mr. Otley.
No promotion.
Mr. Virgo. Mr. Virgo.
I tried to hide it for the cameras. It's the same thing. You want him free? Inspector. Morning. And there is that gate up at the gate number 1. It is up at the way up going up by Ground Hill area. That gate is for emergency vehicles, the police, Red Cross, and the nurses, as the case might be. Then you come down gate 2 and 4. Those are entrance gates, and we will talk about entrance there a little later. But between 2 and 4, there's the exit gate. That's in the middle. That's gate 3. Gate 5 is the one under the tamarind tree. We usually call that the sliding gate. Now, previously, that gate was the entrance gate. That is now changed. That is now the exit gate. So therefore, gate 6, when you go further around by the Long Point Road, that is the entrance gate for vehicles. Vehicle entering the place. I hope the signs are already out, directing people, because the road coming from up at Cherry Garden up there would now be a one-way, is it? Would be a one-way. You can only drive down onto it and get out onto the Long Point Road. Yes? Then there's a gate way down by Long Point. That gate is for the school buses, the other dignitaries like the Prime Minister, the Premier, and executives who will come through that gate. It's not for everybody. Yes. Then I should come back into the area. Just as you enter the field, enter the venue, there's a gate that leads straight onto the track. That is not for everybody. Only people with the proper banding will go on there. And mostly there are people like coaches. So it's not entrance and exit for everybody. Then you go a little further across where the tents are, where the stands are. There is a gate. That is an emergency exit gate. If anything happens on the field, they can easily get on there and get off with that patient or that injured person, as the case might be. Security will be at all these gates. Then we go further down between the, next to the tents. There is that passage between the tents and a security will be there. That's so that you cannot go over from the general area onto the area where we have the, more or less like the preferred people are. But a security will be there also. Incidentally, we had a fence there at one point and it was torn down because it is, as you, we should know that, that you cannot block that area just in case an incident happened there. If people move out, a patient or anything, you should have a freeway. So let us cooperate with that. Then you go further over. You're coming up from the parking lot onto the, walking up the steps there. There's clearly a sign which says it's only for preferred people, preferred seating, and nurses and VIP and emergency. People do come there and want to get up. Oh, it's just for this. No, come. Yes? Then you go further over, there's that gate that brings in there where the VIP or the people who comes in at gate number 7 way down. They can, some of them can drive in there. They know they will know who they are. The Premier, Prime Minister and things like that can drive in there. Others are not allowed to. Then there's a gate that leads onto the track just above it. That too will have a security. And we expect, you know, nobody goes through there except, you know, bringing off things for the athletes and the authorities, as the case might be. Then you go up to that area where there's the bathroom. The bathroom, it's mainly for the athletes' bathroom. Up there, security will be up there, and there are 2 bathrooms, one fence right in, and there's another one on the outside. The one on the outside mainly is for if there are a number of athletes and they're extra and the bathrooms are full, they don't have to wait that long. They can come through that gate and go use the bathroom and go back. Sometimes some of the authorities, senior people, use that bathroom too. Then we go across where the athletes warm up and thing. There, it used to be in an open area, and we get a lot of problems with people trying to want to go see their children and things like that. I'll come back to that. But then that place is now fenced. There's a fence pulled along there, and we expect that security will be there, and only persons with the requisite band will go there. Yes? There's an entrance up on top above where the athletes warm up. Yes, I hope that will be fenced out, or maybe there might not be a need for much fencing because I should go back down at the bathroom area where generally people drive in, yes, and could view there's nice viewing area, but based on maybe problems we have had, I think they will be fenced off. So you cannot go up there and drive in to view from up there anymore. Yes, then you go to the entrance where the athletes come in, that's coming in from off the general area over there. A security will be there. Now, we do get a lot of people coming there, especially parents, want to go in and see their children, want to say they want to take medication, sometimes not true. And they want to take medication and things like that. Their child wants to do this, their child wants to do that, their child is special as the case might be. We say, leave it, or let the coaches and the teachers know ahead of time. Some of these people are doing that are teachers too, you know. And sometimes these people go to teachers and say, because you're a teacher, you should be able to get in. No. We have problems with teachers over the years who wants to do that, and we don't let them go in. But like I say, we get paid to say no. So we'll be saying no. Hopefully we continue to get the cooperation. As we move on, I said I will come back to the gates. At the gates, we are trying to protect everybody so that people don't come in there with weapons, knives, scissors, maybe guns. We are trying to protect everybody so that we don't have any incidents. So far, the sporting season has gone very good. And we have been there for all of them. And it's been incident-free. I don't know if anybody knows of any incidents that major that we can. But then I can say we have been doing a good job. Yeah? At the gates, though, I must say, we have found athletes from the inter-high have been going out, coming back in and smelling the marijuana, and they're going to run. I don't think that is fair for others who are not doing the smoking. So, you know, we got to know, we got to see about it. You see, once we are scanning, the security will bend down in front of you, and sometimes the strong scent of marijuana coming from these same athletes. Yeah? We have problems down at the bathroom, where the bathroom for the general public, that's down by the tree area, the tamarind tree. Last time we found that a number of the children down there, and they're letting off bombs. Not only bombs, but there's a point in time where the announcers thought that we were having a fire display. The announcers say, how could we have a fire display in high day? And they're seeing this cloud, the plumes of smoke, but they're not seeing the display from the fireworks. And to go down is, most of them are children, yes, but they're farming food down there. And these things are so heavy, the explosive is so heavy that it makes you believe, it even makes the announcer believe that the system was having a fireworks display. Please let our people don't bring these things on the property. Well, it so happened that I went down to see what was happening and found that were children just having fun. I must tell you a story about one of them, though, because on Saturday, one of them came. He was about 13 years, a young fellow, and he tried to get in. Say his father is you know about that? His father is an official, and the father sent him, tell him to go in with his brother, who is an athlete. I said no, because they called me to ask me. I said no. Let him tell his father to take care of him some other way. Next thing, you stand and you look at him, he's down at another gate, trying the same thing with another security. It was no. On the second day, the Sunday, he came, and I met him right on top of the hill, just above the athletes area. No doubt he's waiting to go down into that area. I chased him from there. However, I told you about the explosives and things like that. When I go down to ask what is happening, where do you get these things from, where you buy them, hoping that they would tell me, they say, no, is that fella brought it, say his father gave him. I said, well, no, where his father got it from? They say Chinese are sell them all about the place down there. Well, good answer, we couldn't do anything more about it. But it was the same little fellow. So he seems to have that idea that he can beat the system in quite a lot of ways. Now, I say, down by that same bathroom area, the athletes, not the athletes, but the young people, they went down there. And they actually took over one of the bathrooms down there because they're inside cutting up the marijuana and smoking it, and people going to the bathroom. Some of the times they can't get in. So they have to ask, excuse me, as the case may be. I call the police. And I told the police in front of them, look, this is what they are doing there. The police went in and searched and found scissors and marijuana and thing and seized them. However, one of them come back. Can I get my scissors, please? You know, and it's like that. We have noticed also that what's happening, people are passing things through the fence. And here is where we need everybody's eyes and ears to tell us what is happening. One day, someone said to us, that guy, a guy going in, he came and he was scanned and nothing was found on him. You know, nothing, but he had a bag on his back. Nothing was in his bag too, you know, of worthy. Next thing someone said to us, they saw someone handed that guy something and they think it's a weapon. We asked for the police help and the soldier was there and searched the person, and he had a knife and a scissors. But you see, that was handed to him through the fence. Now, here is where I'm saying we need the eyes of everybody. We are not saying to you to go and challenge these people and say, I see you do this, blah, 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 but come and tell the authorities. Tell somebody, and let us go and try to make it right. Let us try to go and see what we can do about it. From the time we have been there, we've been picking up quite a lot of things. Yeah, okay. We've been picking up quite a lot of things, and these are some of the things. And these here these are what we found this year. Look at them. Yes? All these are what we found at the gates. Yeah? Now, you may ask why we take these. These, in an instant, they can become dangerous. And lighters, we now know that lighters are not allowed. So people who are coming there, leave your lighters and thing at home, leave your knives and thing at home, and whatever they are, and because we're going to confiscate them. I guess you will ask questions. Oh, at the bus area, at the bathroom area, we want to leave about 4 spaces for the school bus on the, and the other 4, 5, 6 spaces. People normally sit up there and view because they're right at the finishing point, behind the finishing point. Okay? So I guess the rest will come by questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lester. I think Mr. Lester will touch every single blade of grass at the Nevis Athletic Ball job. But it would have been absolutely clear, and we're hoping that the general public is going to work with him. However, we want to assure you that we've been addressing a number of those issues. We've had several meetings with the St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force.
Thank you.
And they have assured us that they are putting things in place to ensure that these things are not foreseen. At this point in time, I would like to call on Mr. Javier Otley, Deputy Director at Red Cross Nevis branch, to say a few words.
Good morning to everybody. Right. Today I'm not just here as representative for Red Cross, but speaking on behalf of my counterparts. So we are partnering with Ministry of Health and also for MDMD. For use, within this session, on Wednesday, we'll be partnering with NDMD and Ministry of Health. One of the things we'll be having is a mobile unit. This mobile unit is like a mini health center, which have many different equipment. It's very equipped, which could deal with all different aspects of emergencies and incidents. Now, as part of this, we'll have many doctors, nurses. Well, let me not say many doctors, but we'll have many nurses and doctors who will assist us on this, and trained medical professionals, as well as our Red Cross volunteers. Our main location would be in the southwestern area of the track, closer to the finishing line. That will be our main area. We'll also have an area within the Atlas village. We would have persons stationed around, depending on the nature of the race or which race it is, and also individuals roaming. Now, we are there to serve not just the athletes, but the general public. We are of the fact that anything could happen, but we know, and we are hoping that nothing happened in terms of incidents. Now, there's something that usually happens where we get bashed a lot. Ministry of Health, Red Cross, volunteers, we get bashed a lot where you have persons cursing, stating they feel like we should have been moving to the athletes much faster. Now, I want to make one point clear, that rule of engagement, and I guess Mr. Virgo would go into that. Now, you can't just rush and get the athlete. You don't want the athlete to be disqualified. And even while observing that, while that athlete is down, usually whoever is in the area, a Red Cross volunteer is usually observing. So in the event that something happens, when the time comes to remove the athlete, at least that Red Cross volunteer or the EMT or EMS individual would know what to do, where to go. So you would not see them go and pick up the athlete right away, because to prevent any disqualifications and all those kind of things, we make sure we go by the rules which the Ministry of Education has governed this sports by. One thing you have to note is that on Wednesday and all inter-primary school days, the students are the responsibility of the teachers. If an incident happens where someone have to come to the Red Cross for treatment, there is a protocol, there is a process. Now, there are persons who like to come and just barge right in, or they want to see the child. Now, it's your child, yes, but the child is the responsibility of the school. There is a protocol where you would be notified regardless of what. So if there's an incident, we would call the parent, let the parent know, because most children would know their parents' numbers, and we also liaise with the coaches and the teachers. So if you want to know about that child, we would call you, but before you get that call, that teacher should be the channel to us. What we do after, we would have a log, and we have all incidences that happen within the sporting session. For follow-ups, we would call. These are things that we usually would take precedence. One of the things to note is that working with NDMD, traffic, and the police and security, we've noted emergency exits. We've noted where you'd have man gates. You would not have there's no blockage, no blockage, no one way in, no one way out. There's always a true way. We've provided emergency exits, entrance, and emergency routes for all medical vehicles in the event that an incident happens, which I know that nothing's going to happen. And that's basically what I would put on the table today, because everything else would have been taken care of, and Stevens will take care of everything else, and Mr. Virgo. All I'm asking for is your compliance with the rules of the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health. Let us do what we know is right, and we would have incident-free inter-primary, and we would not have no catastrophe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Atley, for a bit of clarity. Now, we're going to call on Mr. Garfield Vogo, Chair of the Technical Committee, to do a brief presentation and give us some insight into the team.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please allow me to adopt the protocols already established. I have a few pointers here that I will go through as quickly as possible. Registration is more or less complete, with a few adjustments to be made. It was done online, and of course the results will also be available via website as well as at the venue. The website would be nevisinterprimary.sknathletics.com. Let me repeat, nevisinterprimary.sknathletics.com. So as the meet progresses, you can stay updated. As for those who are in TV land, overseas, you can keep track of what is happening on the website. Recently trained officials with a few veterans in the mix will be utilized for this meet. The meet begins at 12, and so we expect the athletes to be settled at the stadium in the Athletes Village by the latest 11 a.m. After this, absolutely no unauthorized persons will be allowed in the athletes area. So parents, other supporters, you know yourselves, you're encouraged not to venture into that area. Please allow the schools to monitor and control their athletes. They're their responsibility now. Persons who insist otherwise will be escorted outside of the venue, and upon further insistence, your child will follow you. So if you decide you want to go with your child, we will allow you to go with your child, but you'll be escorted outside of the venue. So please bear that in mind. The central area of the stadium is surrounded by an easily recognized fence. The color is still green, it hasn't faded. That enclosed area is the competition area. So I once again encourage the supporters, the parents, godparents, the auntie, stay outside of that zone. If you venture over the fence or through the fence or through the gate and encroach on the competition area, I'm going to ask the officers to escort you outside of the venue. Once again, if you insist, we will allow you to go with your child. You will not hold us at ransom. Remember that. Apart from the regular track events this year, we are also introducing the cricket ball throw. Very new event to some persons. And so you will see that taking place on the infield while some track events are taking place. And so we encourage you to lend the athletes your support. It's a track and field event. That's where we're heading towards, more or less, unlike in the past. So please bear with the children, support them as much as possible. Every throw, give them a cheer. Even if the child doesn't belong to you, give them a little applause, please. I think I'm going to pause here for now, just to encourage the athletes, stay healthy, stay strong, give us your best performance, but most of all, remember the memories. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Virgo. Now, in ensuring that the meet flows smoothly, we've been working very closely with Mr. James Stevens. And every time we call on him, he answers, and he's always ready to lend his support. I'm going to call on him now to make a brief presentation this morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
I will adopt the protocol that has been established. I'm here representing the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force, by extension the Nevis Division. And our role with this event is to ensure the safety of all patrons attending and ensuring that their homes are safe when you're attending. All individuals entering the venue will be subject to a search at the gate. Make no bones about it. It is for their own safety and the safety of all other patrons entering the venue. Licensed firearm holders are asked to leave their firearms at the Charleston Police Station. Then you can enter the venue. You will not be allowed to enter the venue with your licensed firearm. As Mr. Prescott said, you will not be allowed to enter with knives, cutlasses, ice pick,
Lighters.
toothpicks, whatever it is. Once it's a sharp object,
that can create confusion when these things happen, they are prohibited from the venue. The venue is a no smoking venue. Smokers will be escorted, whether they want to go on Long Point Road to smoke their little bad bush or whatever they have in there, or their cigarette, they are free to do so, but not in the venue. The policy, the no bottle policy remains, whether it's soft drink or alcoholic beverage. However, it is run under the Ministry of Education, and that's a policy that has been established for Mr. Barrett, what, almost 12 years? I've been around for 10. Okay. Almost 12 years. So that is still in place. The venue in itself will have some areas that are restricted, because these areas are the athletes area, Mr. Vogel. It is not prohibited, but it is restricted because authorized person can go there. And that's the area from the bathroom to maybe give or take about 10 feet away from the police command post. I think that's the training, the warm-up area for the athletes as well. Individuals who invade the track, as Mr. Vogel said, they will be escorted and watch the remainder of the event at home on television. They will not be allowed to re-enter the venue. All I'm asking of the general public is to support the police, private security, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force. Notwithstanding that we are dealing with the venue, we also have the outskirts of the cities to take care of, and there's a robust policing plan. Please be prepared to be stopped and searched randomly in VCPs. Please be prepared to be stopped randomly and searched in the villages, policing districts, because most people, I guess, give or take maybe about 75% of Nevis will be there. So there are some homes that will be left, 90%,
Yeah, 90.
left unoccupied, and business places left unoccupied. It is not a proper site for you to go back home and meet your private domain ransacked. So the police will still be in the villages and out districts doing their patrols and ensuring that everything goes well. On site there will be a command post, big police truck, you can't miss it. It's pretty in the night, and it has a big police logo on it. The main role is for any event, any incident to be reported here. Once we can deal with it on site, it will be dealt with on site. If we need reinforcement, then we will ask for that. It is also equipped with a little holding area that if a few people get overboard, we can hold them there for a few minutes. And the good thing is that they cannot see what is going on outside. They may hear what is going on outside, but they cannot see what is going on outside. Right. So that will be there. Any incidents, any complaints, you're free to go there because it's manned by someone. And that incident or complaint will be recorded and will be dealt with accordingly. In terms of traffic, parking is on the northern side of the Mondachak Road, the big parking lot there. However, this year, we have discovered that there's an issue with patrons and vehicular traffic all at the same time in that general area where the vendors are. So what we have decided this year is that area will be blocked off for pedestrians only. So between the entrance into the parking lot and to the top of Cherry Garden Road, it will be for pedestrians only. So if I decide to leave the venue and come to one of these booths, I will be free to traverse that area without any traffic. However, once you get into the parking lot, you will exit onto Long Point Road in the area of Mr. Doe's business place. That's Mr. Doe's business place. And then at the top of Cherry Garden Road. Parking will also be allowed on the western side of Long Point Road. There will be absolutely no parking on Long Point Road. Failure to comply, you will be towed, and the expense of towing will be on the owner. police will only accommodate. We have prepared Cotton Ground parking lot at the Cotton Ground police station, so they will be taken in there where it is safe. You pay your fees to the towing company, you issue your receipt, then you can go there and pick up your transfer. All right? We are serious about it this year. Okay? We will also facilitate the passenger buses, because I think they will be commuting along Long Point Road to bring patrons to the event. All that will be accommodated, and all I'm asking of the general public is to please, please comply with the crossing guards, the traffic wardens, and the police officers on duty, and let's have a smooth and incident-free enterprise. That's basically about it at this time.
Thank you, Inspector Stevens. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. And I think you would have been absolutely pellucid. This year's interprimary will employ a gold medal count. I think we forgot to mention that. A gold medal count strategy. This dictates that the school with the most gold medal at the end of the meet will win the meet. In the event that there's a tie, we're going to then look at the amount of second place or silvers. Then, in the event that there's still a tie, we're going to look at the amount of bronze. So I think that clears that up. At this point in time, I would like to call on Mr. Kevin Barrett, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education. I say a few vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, and I want to commend you for a job well done this morning, and also for accepting my pleas to you when we started this earlier on this year in terms of co-chairing with your trusted sidekick, Fraser. And I use every opportunity to thank both of you for pulling all of this together. It has been really a big help for us, people like Jamir and Ms. Paxton and myself, who used to, as they say, do the heavy lifting. And now these two young, strong individuals are doing that for us. I would like to say thanks to everyone. Over the years, we have had a number of individuals who have helped us to get to this point. And no one more than, or no entity more than Gulf Insurance. So that is where my first thank you will go this morning. I would like to say, over the past 2 years, I have developed a very close relationship with Ms. Wilshire. We have been corresponding through the WhatsApp format and through emails and all of that. And it has been such a good working relationship, and I do appreciate that. The Ministry of Education appreciates that because of your input over the 29 years, we are at this point where we are now seeing that we are advancing to the point where what we call the mini Olympics is a much sought after event internationally. When I say that, I have had individuals ask a question if it is going to be streamed. It has become a staple now on the calendar of some individuals who cannot be on Nevis to see this, the single largest event on Nevis being streamed, and it's because of your input over the years. We have grown to that level where persons are, putting it on their calendar that they want to see interprimary. Thank you very much to Gulf Insurance and all of your colleagues back in Trinidad. And also a very big thank you to your local agent, A.L. Evelyn Limited, and represented by Ms. Lorraine Brown this morning. I want to say thank you to your office as well. and also to, as I said, your local agent, Evelyn. You have come together in putting a lot of support behind Interprimary, and we thank both of those entities. I would also like to say a very big thank you as well to the Bank of Nevis International. I had a conversation, yes. I had a short conversation with my church sister, Sister Sonia. Please forgive me if I refer to her Sister Sonia, but Mrs. Sonia Tuckett. I had a brief conversation with her earlier this year as well, and she told me that there was some interest coming from Bank of Nevis International, and she introduced me to Rachel, and again, I feel very comfortable talking to Rachel via the email, on the phone, and after our first conversation, I felt that this was a good alliance to have. And I want to say thank you once again to Gulf for accepting having a co-title sponsor. Rachel, you have come on board, and you have come on board with a product that has real quality in it, and I'm absolutely certain that you will add even more quality to what we have. So I want to say thank you to the Bank of Nevis International. This merger, I think I could call it a conglomerate now, that we are going to take Interprimary to, heights unknown, and it is going to be because of your input, the input of Gulf, and all of the entities that are coming together and making this a really, really big event. And thank you to Bank of Nevis International. We wish to have many, many years of a relationship that would only be a success for us going into the future. Going down the line, I already mentioned Miss Fraser. Miss Fraser, I have a connection to Miss Fraser. Miss Fraser was once one of my students at the Charleston Primary School, and it gives me a good feeling to know that a past student of mine, and thinking of that, Jamie is also a past student of mine as well. And so when I see these individuals rising to occasions such as this and doing their duties in such a professional manner, it makes me feel good with having a part in their upbringing. And so, Ms. Fraser, I want to thank you for being the chair of the Interprimary Committee. Well, not only Interprimary, because you have been working very hard as the chair of all of our sporting activities so far. I want to thank you. Thank you for this morning for your presentation. And Mr. Lescott. Seems as if I'm connected to all of these individuals. Mr. Lescott is my cousin.
Family.
And he has been working with Interprimary now, as he said, from almost the beginning. When we were at Grove Park, you said E.T. Willett Park.
It was Grove Park.
It was Grove Park before.
Yes.
And so you were in all of the stages, from Grove Park to E.T. Willett Park, and now we are over at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, and you're still with us.
Yes.
And you're with us because we recognize that you take what you do seriously. And the evidence was shown to us this morning that indeed that you are on top of your game. You have officers who are well trained as well to detect all of these things. And we just wish that you will continue the hard work, continue to keep our event safe. And we know that you are a security officer at heart, because
yes,
even as you would have presented this morning, it reminded me that yes, you are part of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force, and you have continued your law enforcement, if I could call it that, in your private practice now. So, Mr. Lescott, you and your colleagues, I want to thank you. I want to wish you all the best as well in your duties on Interprimary Day. And we are looking forward to, yes, a very safe event as it has been over the years. Mr. Utley, you two, along with your colleagues at the Red Cross and the nurses and all other health professionals that we have been working with over the years, we want to tell you thank you very much. I know sometimes, as you say, your organization gets a lot of criticism for not responding quick enough according to what we see with our naked eyes. But as you said, that sometimes it's because you're looking at the athlete, you're looking at what your response should be, not wanting the athlete to get disqualified and things like that. But I would just encourage you and your colleagues that if you see that there's an urgent and a real need to be more responsive.
Right.
But you have been a really, really close ally of us in terms of keeping our events safe and secure as well. And I want to thank you and your colleagues and the organizations which you represent. Mr. Vogel, he's our technical director, and he has been doing a fantastic job over the past few years. And I'm sure this year is going to be likewise. So Mr. Vogel, you and your officials, we want to thank you for the years past, and we are giving you a thank you up front for what you will do come Wednesday. And we know that you are much sought after professionally what you do. You have been, you sent me a message this morning, or I saw a message from you this morning that you were not sure if you were going to meet this briefing, but you thought it was important enough to be here. He was over in Sinkis on the weekend. His expertise was needed there as well for the inter-primary championships over in Sinkis over the weekend. And during this time, Mr. Vogel is very busy, very, very busy, because he's really an expert when it comes to the technical aspect of track and field. So he's well sought after during this time of year. Thank you very much, Mr. Vogel, and I wish you all the best come into primary day. Inspector Stevens, again, we have had a good alliance and a good relationship over the years. Whenever we call on you, you are always very responsive. And I think it was 2 or 3 years ago when I had my first deep conversation with Inspector Stevens. And one of the things that I remember was your advice in terms of some areas that we weren't looking at in terms of coverage. And I want to thank you for that. You have been a really good individual as well to, as they would say, pull me up when I'm falling short. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for also having your colleagues as well, sharing with us areas where we could improve on the safety and security of our meet. A very big thank you to the schools as well. All the coaches, all the principals, and especially the students who are going through their preparations at this time. I want to tell you, continue to work hard, coaches, continue to encourage and inspire your children, your athletes, and on the day, I'm wishing the best school, all the best. Wishing the best school. I think Mr. Minister is laughing because he thought I was going to say something. Yes, I'm just delighted. I like in the primary. I like to see children having a good time. And this year, around this time of year, I get into a mood that, yes, I like athletics. So I like to see the children run and participate. And so I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. And we will have, I know, a successful into primary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barrett. As we close, I would like to remind the general public that the Deputy Governor General has declared Wednesday, a public half holiday. I encourage everyone to come out in person, although the event will be streamed live. Tickets can also be purchased. We have extended the early bird special until tomorrow at noon. So I encourage everyone to go on out and get your tickets in droves, 10s and 20s. It also would be remiss of me to not make mention of the patrons, Miss Romancia Mills and Mr. Bernard Williams, both who are representatives of the St. James Primary School. And on that note, we close out this morning ceremony. We ask that members of the head table step for a few photo ops, and of course with the student athletes of the various schools. Thanks again for being here. Encourage everyone again to go on out and support the Gulf Insurance International Bank of Nevis International Ltd Inter Primary School Championships on Wednesday. We still believe that everyone is a winner. Theo likes that. Thanks again for everyone for coming out.
You're supposed to call me? You're supposed to call me for the overnight?
Oh, yeah.
What's happening? What time?
It's Tuesday night.
Tuesday.